Namaskar, Salam Sejatra, and a very good morning to all of you. I extend my cordial welcome to our chief guest of honor, distinguished speakers, respected delegates, and all the participants. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you to the second day of International Conference on Vikasit Bharat 2047, Multidisciplinary Pathways Through Science, Technology, Commerce, and Humanities. I am Dr. Richa Sharma, and I feel honored to moderate today's proceedings. We begin today's session by invoking wisdom and knowledge. I request our guest of honor, our principal ma'am, convener and organizing secretary, coordinator madam also, to pay our homage to Ma Saraswati, to pay our offerings to Ma Saraswati by offering flowers and lighting a lamp in front of Saraswati.
या शुभ्रमा या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसारपरमाम् आद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणापुस्तकधारिणीमभयदाम् जाड्यान्धकारापहा हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिकां विदधति पद्मासने संस्थिता वन्दे तां परमेश्वरीं भगवतीम्
Thank you. May Ma Saraswati guide our thoughts and deliberations. Such a token of the guiding spirit of God is the Bhagavad Gita. And now I request our principal ma'am to give a Bhagavad Gita to our guest of honor. हाथ धोने का Moving on to the plenary session planned for today, it is my privilege to introduce our esteemed plenary speaker, Dr. Partibhan Govindaraju. Pratibhan Govindaraju is an assistant professor in the Department of Anatomy at Manipal University College, Malaysia, with over 11 years of rich teaching experience and a strong academic foundation in medicine and human anatomy. He holds a medical degree along with a master's in human anatomy and has contributed extensively to undergraduate and postgraduate medical education, including MBBS, dentistry, and allied health sciences. His teaching is widely appreciated for integrating foundational knowledge with clinical relevance, supported by innovative pedagogical approach. He is also made significant research contributions in areas such as neurodevelopment, metabolic disorders, and medical education, reflecting a strong multidisciplinary orientation. Beyond teaching and research, he has actively contributed to curriculum development, faculty training, and the integration of digital and AI-driven tools in education. We are truly honored to have him with us today. But before we go on with the plenary speaker, we have a little interjection. Our chief guest for today, Dr. Karan Singh, Dean Academics, Indira Gandhi University, who had spared a moment with us to attend this conference, would address the hall today. I invite Dr. Karan Singh for his address.
Respected Principal Madam, teaching and non-teaching staff, all participants, और dear students, इस 2 दिवसीय जो इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस है विजन 2047 विजन 2047 विकसित भारत. तो विकसित भारत मीन्स डेवलपिंग इंडिया. अगर हम इसको विकसित भारत न कह के जो अभी दुनिया में जितने भी विकसित देश हैं वो विकसित किस एस्पेक्ट में है कि उनकी इकोनॉमिक अच्छी है, लेकिन जो हमारा कंसेप्ट है विकसित भारत का, वो एक तो हमारा विकसित हो, समृद्धि हो, और समृद्धि के साथ हमारा देश महान भी हो. महानता के साथ साथ हम समृद्धि की तरफ बढ़े. और अगर ये हम देखें 300-400 साल का जो हमारा टाइम था, तो इसमें हमारे ऊपर कितने आक्रमण हुए और किस किस का राज रहा, तो उसमें हम लोगों ने अपनी समृद्धि और महानता जो थी उसको कहीं ना कहीं कमी आई उसमें. तो अगर हम 300-400 पहले अपना इतिहास देखें तो हमारी अगर जीडीपी देखें तो जीडीपी हमारी 33% थी. और अभी अगर हम देखें तो हम इस कंसेप्ट को देखें कि हमारी कितनी जीडीपी है, तो हम अभी चौथे नंबर पे हैं। और 2047 तक हमारा सपना है कि हम जो है पूरे वर्ल्ड में हम नंबर वन हो। लेकिन जीडीपी के मामले में हम नंबर वन हो, लेकिन हम अपने नैतिक मूल्यों को जो है अपने बरकरार रखें। क्योंकि जो हमारी वैल्यूज हैं वो हमारी संस्कृति को जो है, जो हमारी संस्कृति है उसको महान बनाती है। अगर हम अपने मूल्यों पे काम करके और अगर हम विकसित हों, तो वो रियल में जो है विकसित होना है। हमेशा से भारत ने जो है शांति का मैसेज दिया है पूरी दुनिया को। और हम जो है विश्व गुरु की तरफ जो बढ़ रहे हैं, विश्व गुरु तभी बन सकते हैं कि जब हम पूरी दुनिया को रास्ता दिखा सकें। तो ये जब भी सार्थक होगा जब हम पूरी दुनिया का नेतृत्व करें। और ये ऐसा है, हम अब नहीं सोच रहे। अगर हम अपना पास्ट देखें, हिस्ट्री देखें, तो हिस्ट्री हमें ये बताती है कि हमने पूरी दुनिया का नेतृत्व किया भी है। अभी ये जो है अपना जो देश है, अभी जो युवाओं का देश है, और इसमें हमारे पास अभी 39% युवा हैं। और जो जो हमारी रेशो होनी चाहिए, दर होनी चाहिए प्रतिवर्ष, ये जो हमारा युवा होना चाहिए, तो हमारे पास अभी ये 2.1 होनी चाहिए, जबकि अभी हमारे पास 1.9 है। और इसमें अगर हम ये देखें कि हमारे पास जो युवा है, युवा का अगर हम निकालें तो युवा का हमारे पास 1.4 है। और जो हमारा रेशो जो 45 से ऊपर की एज वाले देखें तो वो 3.5 है। इस तरीके से मतलब अब हमें जो है ना युवा आगे जो है युवाओं की कमी होगी, तो युवा देश चाहिए हमें। तो इससे अभी ये लगता है कि मतलब जो बच्चे हैं जिस दर से पैदा हो रहे हैं उससे ज्यादा होने चाहिए। तो ये सारी चीजें जरूरी हैं। अभी जो कंसेप्ट है बच्चों का कि भाई एक ही बच्चा होना चाहिए, और लड़का हो गया तो दूसरा बच्चा होना ही नहीं चाहिए, लड़की हो गई तो दूसरे बच्चे के बारे में सोचते हैं। और ये अब जो है ना मतलब मैं अपने आप नहीं बोल रहा, लेकिन इस पे विचार किया जा रहा है। तो ये सारा 2047 का जो ये विकसित भारत का कंसेप्ट है, ये मतलब पूरी तरीके से जब जब हमारा देश युवा होगा, युवाओं का देश होगा, तभी हम लोग ये जीडीपी और ये सारी ग्रोथ होगी। तो ये हमारा जब विश्व गुरु बनाने का सपना है, ये तभी साकार होगा जब हम सारे मिलकर जो है हर दिशा में ईमानदारी से अपना कर्तव्य निभाएं। इसी के साथ मैं अपना वक्तव्य पूरा करता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Karan sir. It is indeed very necessary to stay with our roots while culminating the tree of knowledge and development, approaching the way to Viksit Bharat 2047. You have very rightly said that. Now we move on to our plenary speaker. I would like to once again thank him for patiently waiting. Such is the greatness of learned man. Patience is one of them. Thank you, sir, for patiently waiting. And now I invite you for your plenary address.
Thank you, thank you. Am I audible? Okay, I hope I am audible. All right, thank you so much for the introduction, Dr. Richa. Good morning and greetings to respected principal, Dr. Kavita Gupta, Mr. Rakesh Kumar, the organizing chairperson, Dr. Dinesh Kumar, the convener, Dr. Anuradha Deepak, the coordinator, distinguished faculties of the KLP College and delegates of the conference. My name is Parthiban, and I am glad to be speaking on this international conference, the Viksit Bharat 2047, on multidisciplinary pathway through science, technology, commerce, and humanity. I will share my screen now. Okay. Okay, I hope my screen is visible. All right. So as you guys, all of you know that I come from Malaysia. I was born and bred in Malaysia. Um, most of my life I was here, except for my MBBS studies. I went abroad. I studied in Indonesia. I worked there for some time. Then I came back Malaysia to do my government service and further up on my masters. So I think when we talk about a relationship as such with Malaysia and India, all right. So I feel that as I come from a medical background, I see the opportunities where we can bridge borders. All right. Now, this is not being limited to medical education as such, because we have multidisciplinary pathways that we can actually adopt. All right. As such, I will like to start with the first and foremost, right, about how we have student mobility that happens here. Students coming over and through. For years and years, there is a statistically proven fact that 40% of doctors or specialists, I would say, in Malaysia right now are actually graduates that have come from India, specifically from MAHE, so Manipal Academy of Higher Education. So that shows, or there is a big picture here that actually explains that there's a lot of students, scholars that have gone. So this has happened in multiple various reasonings. Primarily, first, of course, you have the mutual recognition and the relationship that has been bridged between Malaysia and India. And of course, then secondarily, you have the affordability, and both places or both countries in their higher educations using English as their primary language. So this is somewhat I think is very, very important, because this helps to bridge the gap, and it brings closer from a student having the education elsewhere and practicing elsewhere. All right, let's look at some data and some general statistics that we can look at. Okay. Just a minute. All right. Okay, let's look at some statistics. Now we have from generally statistically, all right, we have about 1.33 students from India that are actually studying abroad, not limited to Malaysia. Of course, this is across the world, all right? And if you take in Malaysia, about 25% growth in international students have been seen. So this is from 2024 statistics, all right? So Malaysia, the previous year, had actually targeted 250,000 of international students. So not limited to India, of course, but generally they have targeted an amount of 250,000 students. And we have about 4,000 medical students from India currently enrolled in the medical program here in Malaysia. So we have multiple universities in Malaysia that actually offers a medical program, government as well as private. So you will have about total of 4,000 students that are studying here. This is actually a good thing, because from India to Malaysia, all right, you have some advantages, where Malaysia ranks among one of the top 5 Asian countries. And of course, the MBBS studies in Malaysia is comparatively cheaper compared to other countries. For example, we talk about US or UK for the matter. Uh, then, of course, the general common use of the English medium. All right. Now, from Malaysia to India. So even in Malaysia here, being coming from Manipal University College, Malaysia, our students go for internships to India. So they go there for a few months of internships to practice and to get exposed. This is not limited to just Indian students. I'm talking also about our Malaysian students who are going there. So having a lot of medical colleges in India somewhat allows this diverse clinical exposure for students to get themselves exposed in different type of settings and environment, yet enhancing their clinical experiences as well. All right. So this application or this process of bridging the gap basically has done what is that it has actually bridged the gap between Malaysia and India when it comes to academics. All right. So basically, we have some common drivers that we can observe at this point. All right. So first is the cost effectiveness, as I mentioned previously. Then you have regional proximity. So it's not so much culturally different. So when we have international students coming, and we have a lot of student mobility that actually happens in MUCM. So due to this similarity and some diversity, students get to explore and best experience the best of both worlds, right? So then, of course, you have the English medium educations. Now, factors from India, right? So Malaysian degree is, of course, accepted under the foreign medical graduate examination, which is honed by India. All right. And this also allows a global career pathway. All right. In case if the students would like to go on for their postgrad training from Australia to Canada or UK. So this allows also at this point US, right? So this pathways actually allows students or scholars to continue their postgraduate studies. All right. As I mentioned, it's about 808 universities, colleges in India, medical colleges. Um, Continuous growth by signing MOU helps to do collaborative projects, collaborative studies. So this helps to do joint research between two academic institutes and allow faculty exchange, student mobility, and academic collaboration. All right, so just basic idea of the parameters to understand the similarities and some differences. Of course, and MBBS seat in Malaysia is somewhat limited. We are also limited because we only have about 30 to 35 medical schools present. Program duration is somewhat similar. The medium of instructions, the lessons learned, program, and the course is in English for both places. All right. You have a regulatory body that monitors the quality of the education that is being provided. And when they come, and then finally, you have the differences when it comes to the tuition fees, right? Of course, in Malaysia, when there is an international student, it is primarily considered in US dollars. So that probably is a bit of a steep end at the disadvantage point, right? Now, the strength, as you can see it, right? This is known and this is quite universal. Anybody in Malaysia, if you ask them, why India? Why do you want to do and study in India? Right? Most medical practitioners, doctors that we have here, they would say because of their clinical exposure. Right? They have extensive PG training that is very viable and possible in India. So India stands in one of the top three choices of any medical student that is aspiring to become a good doctor. All right. So the advantage that if we come over to Malaysia is having a series of international faculties, and we have modern infrastructure. So this allows a more of a global career pathway. Like for example, even in MUCM, Manipal University College, Malaysia, we already introduce or expose the student to the global pathways, how they can finish their MBBS and how they can proceed to go to UK, US, or Australia, and how can they attempt their examinations so that they are eligible to be practicing in that universities. All right. So here, in collaboration happens in multiple ways. Of course, there's training programs, which previously was practiced between KMC, Manipal, and MUCM. And this allows mutual credit recognition from both countries, India as well as Malaysia. And this also allows for joint postgraduate specialty teaching. So having an international supervisor in that other words. Okay, why all this is important? All right, general shortage is something that to be highlighted. All right, statistically, all right, based on WHO's recommendation, doctor to population ratio stands at 1 to 1,263. Ideally, it should be 1 to 1,000. All right, so in specific urban areas, there's limitations of doctors where there's only 13 doctors per 10,000 people. All right. So this somewhat reflects or shows that we are still limited to the resources. We are still limited with our workforce. So this shortage is just not happening in India. It is somewhat reflected in Malaysia as well. The scenario is somewhat the same here in Malaysia. So this growing demand in primary care and specialized field is being intensified, right? So more colleges are offering more programs, more collaborative study, more workforce is definitely required at the way we are looking at. So in the future to come, we are seen to have limitations of doctors. So of course, when we take about the general population, comparatively, India has a very high population, hence why the ratio is 1 to 1,000. When it comes to Malaysia, the ratio is relatively lower, but not forgetting the rural areas that are present in Malaysia, where in these rural areas we actually don't have enough doctors to be speaking the truth. All right, so you look at this comparative study. As I mentioned just now, the overall ratio, right, of India, right? India is also falling a bit short on having doctors. When we look at the statistics, in urban density, you need 13 doctors per 10,000. In rural density, you have only 3 doctors per 10,000. So imagine the workload. On an average, a doctor has to see 3,333 patients. And that is, it is actually very taxing. And not just forgetting about that, to add on, like in community health centers, uh, there's a lot of vacancies for surgeons, gynecologists. And here I would like to also bring you to how it is in Malaysia as well. If you see here, in rural areas of Malaysia, specifically in states like Sabah and Sarawak, they are very underserved. So we are in also shortages of doctor, although the target is 1 to 400 doctors. At the moment, we are not achieving that private target. All right. So this target is still a long run. As you can see, it's a long way to go. It's only expected to happen in 2045. All right. So the process has to happen now so that we will be able to fill up the quota by 2045. All right. We talk about modernization, all right, how we can be relevant and relatable to current time setting, all right, based on all our statistics that is seen. All right, let's go more into the detailed part of the academic perspective. All right, both India and Malaysia practice or adopted something called as the CBME, the competency-based medical education. Now, this is although it is a very working uh, format, but the adoption or the transformation is still taking time. All right. There are time constraints, there are gaps in infrastructure, all right? There are short in faculty shortages, all right? And of course, there is a lot of documentation. See, whenever you adapt and being an academic college yourself, you understand that documentation is very important, especially when you're adapting a new curriculum or going towards a new program. So these are also constant hurdles that are being experienced by faculties where they don't just do teaching. So it's just not limited to teaching or sharing the experience and knowledge. This also becomes beyond that and becomes more administrative tasks. And limitations in infrastructures and availabilities for them to further explore the possibilities of this program makes it a bit more challenging and time consuming. All right. So these are basic timeline. So I got this information from the internet. So I verified, but hopefully it's correct, especially for India timeline. Um, as you know, NMC has mandated CBME in all medical colleges. All right, rollout has already happened. All right, 74% faculties have reported documentation overload, as I mentioned just now, because they have two things to focus on instead of one. All right, so now this is somewhat of a drawback, but yet in the long run, if you look at it, this is the way to go because competency is what makes a great doctor, end of the day. All right. So looking at all these points, basically as a clinician, this particular individual has to be able to be a good communicator, a leader, a specific professional, especially when it comes to an interprofessional discipline, and to practice lifelong learning, right? So now competency-based education or competency-based medical education, for that matter, is primarily sticking and repeating and realizing all these fundamental facts. But of course, as I mentioned, the drawbacks are always there. If you look at Malaysia, yes, interprofessional education, it's becoming quite mainstream. We strongly believe in that, and the importance of it is being widely adapted and being accepted. All right. So this brings the MMC, Malaysian Medical Council, and of course your NMC to a mutual graduate competency, right? So that we know that the graduates that are graduating from these two countries mutually have a competency that is required by both of these regulatory bodies. All right. So these are basic competencies, and this is about medical education. So I'm talking primarily on healthcare sectors. If we look beyond the healthcare sector, when we're talking about this is all about modern medicine, let's talk about disciplines away from modern medicine. There are so many areas that we can actually see of joint research, all right, programs, traditional medicine, which is somewhat strongly, widespreadly practiced in India. So I'm talking about Ayurvedic and integrative medicine, all right, where it is aligned with World Health Organization protocols, which can be adopted. All right. Yes, post-COVID, I think all of us know the aftermath the COVID and its drug has created. It was everything that happened for a short time and so quickly. But yes, in the long run, we are seeing more and more evidences of how some of these drugs or these variants are affecting humans, and also how this virus on its own has mutated into different strands. All right. So we are looking at only primarily the modern medicine perspective or point of view. All right. Of course, like I said, beyond that, we have Ayurvedic and integrative medicine. There is homeopathic research, right? So homeopathic research is actually being currently done in a university in Malaysia here with University of Cyberjaya. All right. But yeah, it is limited. So these should be areas of exploration that should be looked into and explored further. All right. We are heading to a time where we might end up having antibiotic resistance, right? But unfortunately, of course, this is what I'm talking about is something in the long term. Now, how are we going to adapt, and how this homeopathic research, Ayurvedic medicine can support in the human well-being, all right? Apart from the modern medicine that is already existing. And of course, we live in an age of AI. Everything is about AI now. You ask a question to ChatGPT, it tells you everything. Of course, apart from the fact whether the fact is true or irrelevant, yes, ChatGPT ends up giving you an answer whether it's true or not. All right. So more and more language models are coming. It is getting better refined. AI has been now slowly being integrated into healthcare. But how can we take it into our advantage? How can it become useful to us than becoming harmful? All right. And I mentioned about the pandemic preparedness in regards to the antibiotics. COVID is one that happened. We went through it, but we have to always be prepared and be ready for what may come based on the studies. So for one example, like I just told you guys, is the antibiotic resistance. All right. If antibiotic resistance happens, then what? That is a big question that is present. All right. So I guess these are things and areas that are beyond typical healthcare settings that can be looked into. All right. So these are some opportunities that I identified, and I feel that it is not limited to. Of course, there is then biomechanical engineering, biomedical engineering, all right, where a lot of work can be done between engineers, all right, and medical practitioners in terms of building prosthetics, all right, which is present, yes, of course, but how can we give high fidelity prosthetics, which is probably artificial intelligence integrated? So things like this, where possibilities becomes endless and opportunities opens up. So we can work together and present more opportunities and solutions together as holistic. All right, this is just a simple case study that I would like to mention. See, this is something that showed how India and Malaysia came together. It's about our very own MUCM. All right. So from KMC and 2.5 years studying, there was a training program, which is preclinical program, which was done in Manipal University College, Malaysia. All right. Now this has been academically recognized by the NMC and also accredited by our Malaysian Medical Council. All right. Candidates possessing this certificate, this degree, they can apply for UK medical licensing examinations in US and Australia as well for their AMC examinations. All right. Having such a benchmark of having a long-standing medical program, KMC I'm talking about in India, expanding to Malaysia, being an important vital role in establishing MUCM, has able to form this gap. And now we have finally adopted and we have a full 5-year program running in MUCM as well. Now this program is has typically adopted the same teaching and same program structure of the KMC, right? So this seamless transition was possible because initially this joint venture between MUCM and Mahe took place. So these are examples of how a college can come joint venture together, all right, building a program, seamlessly transitioning it, allowing both the countries to recognize, which is then ultimately allowing to be recognized globally. All right. So let's look at some digital landmarks, how India is headed as well as how Malaysia is headed. All right. We have in India, I believe there's something called as Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, right? In attempt to create the national health ID for the entire population. All right. Then you have the e-Sanjeevani platform. All right. AI is already playing a vital role in TB detections and diabetes retinopathy screening. So in Malaysia, there's something called as My Digital 2030. So this is basically a national digital transformation strategy. All right. So this is to scale up post COVID-19 on the risks and how it can be adopted. All right. So this helps to digitize health education gaps. All right. So when training is required, a proper training is required, this helps to gap this training. All right. So there's so many areas of opportunities that is present, which are being tapped into right now, or being scaled. All right. Of course, you have the diagnostics part, which cuts this process of diagnosing a disease much faster, all right, without the requirement of manpower, right? So what does this do, or what does this tell us? Which means treating a patient becomes a bit more faster, all right? So because the process of diagnosing is processed by an artificial intelligence, and now it is verified by a doctor. See, end of the day, when it comes to healthcare, we cannot completely rely on a machine. So it has to be verified. But the advantage here is that the healthcare practitioner is only going to be verified. So the entire process of scanning and interpreting the data will be done by an AI. All right. So this would probably reduce the procedure or the process by half, right? The time frame by half. So which this means, like I said previously, allows treatment to be conducted faster. Right? So this will be a benchmark which can be practiced. As of now, this is all pilot programs. There's no colleges or teaching hospitals that have fully adopted this. But yeah, it is there. It is heading towards that. And of course, you have the telemedicine, like your e-Sanjeevani platform. Um, an example to be adopted globally, I would say, because that actually helps a lot, especially for those who are unable to go, or those people who that are present in rural areas. So telemedicine platform and joint health data research. So understanding data sets from different countries and uh, targeting or providing healthcare accordingly based on that requirement of that particular cohort or particular area. See, that is something very vital, and that has to be widespreadly accepted and practiced, because basically, on when we talk about a rural setting or an urban setting, either one setting doesn't matter. The process, the presence, the environmental factors, all right, all these varies. All right, for a person who's living in an urban area in India compared to a person living in an urban area in Malaysia, let's just take urban areas. Of course, there would be differences. So the environmental factor has to be taken into consideration. So having a locally developed data helps the scientists, healthcare providers, engineers, right, to cater to that particular community rather than taking a benchmark, which is a general guideline. Right, the general guideline can approve, can proceed or provide a general data, but it's not so specific. All right. And then coming to digital and curriculum tools, I think this, in a way, something that COVID did to us. All right. It forcefully pushed us into digital curriculum, which I think it's being widely practiced. And this is somewhat important. And if you look at all this, this should be something that should be presented and to be scaled outwards. This digital health availability, all right, should be across low and middle income countries so that it is reachable, and it is reachable to all people, and it is usable by all people. So that is something that should be done and not limited to a certain cohort. All right, the advancement in digital learnings, all right, primary pillars, as I would like to call them. You have VR and AR. I think is something, a terminology which has been very commonly used. All right, cross-border learning platforms, international. For example, like what we are doing right now, me having this opportunity to share my opinions and how Malaysia and India as two different countries, but academically that we can come together, and having something called as a standardized assessment framework. Uh, thank, Thanks to competency-based medical education, now we are actually reaching towards the proper CBME programs. All right. Now, how is this VR and AR helping with clinical training? All right. There's a lot of things that are actually being happening. Of course, you have the high fidelity simulations doctors practice on before they do it on the real patients. All right. So it shows a clear success in a failure rate in terms of conducting a procedure. All right. Moving deeper into it, it gives you haptic feedbacks, live feedbacks, success rate of the procedure. So all the simulations actually helps. So helps how? Helps the practitioner. So in this case, since we're talking about a procedure, let's just say surgeon. So the surgeon becomes competent. He becomes more competent, and he will be more confident in the procedure that is being taken. So this tells what? When there is high risk procedures, all right, practicing as such on a high fidelity simulation allows to give a better outcome of the real result, right? So this is just not that. When we come to fundamental basic curriculum, all right, virtual and augmented reality, right? So you have this 3D visualizations, all right, and procedures. All this in the process of learning, what happens is that when you learn through this AR and VR, things that you get exposed to even before you go to the hospital, prepares a student. Prepares a student. Even say, okay, let's step out of the medical circle, since I'm from the medical line. Even formation of a machinery, for that example, all right, ratios, all right, formations of rockets, all right, there's so many things, all right. So the simulation helps to calculate and show the outcomes and possible success and failure rate of that particular model, all right. I think that is very, very important with technology that we have now, and since this is doable, it minimizes risk globally. All right, it's just not limited to medical education or healthcare side. Every factor can be taken into consideration. All right, now coming back to medical side, of course, CBM is primarily focusing on objective structured clinical examination, which is shortly called as the OSCE, all right, which has been made mandatory in India. Something which has also been made mandatory or important in curriculums across medical schools as well here in Malaysia. All right, having a good OSCE blueprint prepares the student in multiple disciplines. All right, in terms of how they would like to practice. All right, so here all this is something where we can actually cross share amongst India to Malaysia, vice versa, right? Forming a case library, for example, right? So when these scenarios are pulled together, right, since both countries present tropical diseases, so we have high value number of case studies, researchers preparing healthcare workers, both just not in India and Malaysia as well, for them to be prepared. And this becomes a very important asset in medical education. All right. So I think this is how all the collaborative studies and projects across Malaysia and India, both education industries and colleges, should come together. So this brings me to showing the building of partnership. All right. So as I gave you a case study on how KMC merged with MUCM and Malacca Manipal College, Malaysia, and becoming Malaysian Manipal University College, Malaysia, right? So having an introduction of dual degree programs and having some faculty exchange initiatives, and this gives a regional academic consortium, right? So in multiple ways, both India and Malaysia can come together and form a complete data set that can bring both these countries together. All right. So this is just a basic pathway which was actually adopted by the Manipal University, so KMC, and how it is being practiced here. All right. Basic MOUs, curriculum committees, as I mentioned to you guys, how this typical traditional curriculum practice in KMC was adopted here, and it works. All right, because both is being recognized because primarily they are competency-based medical educations. All right, this allows what multiple areas, all right? So research consortiums. So we have faculty exchange initiatives and also India Malaysia Medical Education consortiums. So joint publications, one of the important things, right? So which allows multi-regional studies to be presented, populated. Um, Technologies which is being adopted in terms of AI and adaptive technologies in terms of bioengineering, haptic feedbacks in terms of prosthetics, so many things that is actually happening right now. Recently, MUCM had a collaboration and signed an MOU with Alliance University from Bangalore. All right. So they are looking forward to doing projects and in terms of 3D printing these prosthetics and looking at these mobility programs and its viability and so on and so forth. So there are so many areas that can happen. So apart from this, of course, you have the iTech programs, as I mentioned to you guys here, the Ayurvedic and the homeopathy areas, right, which can be tapped into, all right, more of a traditional medicine program to be exposed. I think it is also an important area where I think primarily India stands strong in terms of Ayurvedic and homeopathy medications, right? So, adopting or sharing of knowledge programs across, right? It allows more increases. I mean, decreases the bridge is one, and it allows more widespread practice. All right. There are people who have rejected COVID drugs. I'm sure that it would have happened in India as well. They did not believe in modern medicine, all right? So we can cater for all types of communities and backgrounds. And this probably in the long run may provide uh, appear useful. So yeah, I guess this is a consortium or a bridge that is something that to be looked at. See, it's a simple strategic roadmap that we can look at, all right? Initial foundation phase where establishing the programs, and then program launching something like a dual degree program post the collaborative study, and then finding a consortium, all right, and then scaling this operation, and finally allowing both the countries and the respective universities to collaborate and start a mutual program. All right. So having some basic targets, like having some training programs and faculty exchanges. We have a lot of faculties from India, from KFC Bangalore, is working in Malaysia right now. So them bringing their expertise and their knowledge to teach here, right? It has proven very valuable. And of course, as I mentioned, it's a learning process. So we learn in time as we move on and on. All right. So this also allows for joint publications, right? Having consortiums. All right. So in the long run, all right, so probably by 2035, India and Malaysia will just not share students. All right. We can share a common vision together. All right. Probably innovation driven healthcare across regions through this disciplinary programs. All right. With that being said, I would like to say my thanks for hearing me out. And if there's any questions or anything, I'll be more than happy to answer. Thank you so much. I'll stop sharing the screen now.
Sir. Thank you, Dr. Pratibhan. It was really a detailed and extensive roadmap to strengthen the cooperation between India and Malaysia. Our deliberation in these 2 days can certainly work on the issues you have pointed out and also take help from the roadmaps you have planned and showed us. Now, I would like to invite the coordinator, Dr. Anuradha Deepak, for a formal vote of thanks.
All the participants are requested to put their cameras on. My first thanks to Dr. Richa Sharma for calling me here. Respected all, a very good morning. It is said that the struggle ends when the gratitude begins. So this is the time to complete an important ritual, which is called expressing gratitude. A very famous Roman philosopher, Marcus Tullius Cicero, has said, gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, it is the parent of all. I consider myself fortunate to be given this task, vote of thanks. On behalf of the whole organizing team of IQAC and research cell of my college, I convey my sincere gratitude to the chief guest of our plenary session, Dr. Karan Singh, who was here and gave his enlightening thoughts on the concept of Vikasit Bharat. Thank you, sir, for being here. My next gratitude and a lot of thanks to our plenary speaker, Dr. Pratibhan Govindaraju, for delivering a fantastic talk aligned toward our theme Vikasit Bharat. Although he has talked about the medical education, but he has talked about all those collaborations which are already taking place between India and Malaysia. A very well researched presentation and full of so much of data that this has been an eye-opener for us. Let us hope for the best regarding our bond with Malaysia, and all the best to you, sir, for all your future targets. My special thanks to you, as you belong to that particular institute, Manipal University College, Malaysia, who is our collaborating partner for this international conference also. My sincere thanks to the governing body of this college, who are always there to support and motivate us for doing all such activities which are beneficial for the growth of all concerned. My heartfelt thanks to our principal ma'am, who is always there to take care of all of us, not just as principal. Principal means authority. She combines authority with motherly care. She remains very much careful about all those minute things which sometimes even we forget as organizers. My special thanks to the convener, Dr. Dinesh Kumar, and organizing secretary, Shri Rakesh Kumar, for taking command of the bigger portion of the whole task and doing all with full dedication and commitment. My all appreciations to the technical team, Dr. Mamta Sharma and Dr. Sanjay Kumar, for making this purely online conference run smoothly on all desired platforms. As we all know, we are using Zoom platform, we are using Zoom breakout rooms for the very first time, and live streaming on YouTube is going on for the 2 days. So I thank them, because as coordinator regarding this YouTube live streaming, as coordinator, I had given up, but their consistent efforts have made everything possible. So special thanks to them for that. Dr. Manju Garg deserves special mention in making the e-abstract book, because she remained busy, till the night of 9th of April, as the abstracts were still coming. And next, thanks to Dr. Parul Mittal, who was given the task of collecting CVs and bio notes of all the session chairs and the invited talk experts. And she was with a bundle of papers even on the morning of 10th of April, completing all the files. So that was an important task, to complete the files for technical sessions, which are really an important part of this whole conference. So thanks to her. Then Dr. Richa Sharma deserves all appreciation for being the amazing anchor. Anchor is someone who holds all, and she has held all very smoothly. Very she deserves all appreciation from the whole organizing team. All the co-chairs from my college, who made me confident of the smoothness and success of this conference with their confidence. I just asked some of those, ki sir and madam, you have to do this, and they said, "Ho jayega, madam. Aap chinta hi mat karo. Bilkul mat socho, hum kar lenge." So very special thanks to you. My gratitude to all the guests, speakers, session chairs for their significant contribution to this conference as eminent persons of expertise in joining us for this. All the presenters and attendees for putting their faith in us, for registering for this conference and presenting wonderful research papers as they were presented yesterday. And I hope for more and better papers tomorrow. All these papers speak of their learning. So I'm grateful to them also. The non-teaching staff members who have taken care of the cleanliness, food, refreshment, and all other necessary and required arrangements. And last but not the least, the student volunteers who are with us. These are the students who said yes to me when they didn't even know what the task was. They were just asked, are you willing to contribute? And they said yes. And then they came, what we have to do. So I thank you, Bacho, all the students. I truly appreciate your patience specifically. Hope you are learning. This is going to be a training for you in so many ways. And I would request all the co-chairs to get them involved today during the technical sessions also. So thanks all. Hope we are all learning. Thank you.
Thank you for such a detailed vote of thanks, Dr. Anuradha Deepak. You have left no stone unturned, and I'm completely sure that everybody is satisfied and grateful for the appreciation and acknowledgement. It is a team effort indeed, and you, as a true leader, have bring us motivation to work further always. Uh, as for this session for today is coming to an end, I would like to remind that today also we are holding 10 technical sessions, parallel technical sessions, which you may be able to join with the help of the IDs and as per the links provided in the schedules to you. We have opened the breakout rooms now, so everybody can just click the link in the schedule in front of their session and join the breakout breakout room assigned to their session. Kindly start joining, and we will be starting these technical sessions in about 10 minutes of time, so that we can take our designated places physically also in this seminar, in this conference. I thank you once again, everybody, for joining this session, and may the technical sessions be as full as we desire them to be. Thank you.
तो सब ठीक रहेगा। मुझे नहीं क्या मतलब यार, क्या सुना है क्या, मुझे तो पता भी नहीं एग्जैक्टली क्या पोजीशन होती है। और मेरे इतना हैंडल करना जब से उसको ये पता चला
Hello, good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, audible.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Sir, when I can start the presentation?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Am I
Should we
audible?
continue, ma'am? Yeah.
Am I
Yes, sir,
audible?
please. Yes, yes, please.
Now we may start the session. Ma'am, please.
Good morning, sir. I am Monica Sehgal. I want to present my paper. My paper ID is P31. Can I start?
Madam, may I know the person who is coordinating the session?
Mamta Sharma and Dr. Alka Sharma.
Okay, so already keynote speaker is over. We are over with.
Pardon, sir? Sorry.
कीनोट इस जो स्पीकर का जो लेक्चर है वो हो चुका है. Whether we have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have to start now. So let me welcome all the presenters, co-presenters and participants to this technical session 17. I have gone through the papers and I appreciate the diversity of the institutions and interdisciplinary participant reflected in this session. So we are kind enough to have the keynote speaker as Professor Bhardwaj from the Central University of Haryana. This session is basically covering the emerging areas of science, sustainability, and technology integration. So it is basically bridging the gap between the basic science and applied innovation. So before starting the presentation, uh, I would like to share some few things. I would like to focus on few points that during the presentation, please be very specific that you have to present only the research problem, methodology, and the contribution. Number two, please focus on the practical implications in your paper. And last one is please maintain the time discipline and clarity in the communication. So I hope after completion of the all the paper presentations, I will just give a bird eye view on what you have presented and what the participant from this session has grabbed. So now we may start with the presentation. So you may start if you are the first presenter. Please mention your name, the name of your affiliating institution, and then you may start. And you have 6 + 2 minutes, 6 minutes for presentation, 2 minutes for question and answer. Ji.
Sir, this is Dr. Reshma from Mercy College.
Yeah, you may start.
Sir, no, sir, 11 to 11:30, my talk is already scheduled. Later that the technical session for presentation is scheduled as per the agenda. So when is my session regarding the topic, invited talk?
So I hope you may talk to Dr. Divya. Dr. Divya is the Divya and Dr. Minu. They are taking care of. You have invited talk in this session.
Yes, 11:10 to 11:30 is my allocated time actually.
So so you may continue. You may continue. After that, you will go for the presentation, ma'am.
Yeah, because I received.
My voice is audible to all of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So see, let us go with the invited talk, and after that we will start the presentation. I will just name the Simran research caller from Chaudhary Bansilal University will be the first presenter. I have this schedule. So Simran, please be ready after the invited talk. And after that, Shivraj Yadav from Singhania University. Simran and Shivraj, be ready after this invited talk is over. Madam, please continue. Please give your brief introduction because I don't have your introduction, and you may start with the invited talk. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, all. I'm Dr. Reshma from Mercy College, Palakkad. I'm working as assistant professor in Department of Biotechnology, and thank you all the organizing committee members and other team members for invited me for this particular event. And today I'm going to share about the impact of scientific writing in our day-to-day life. So how can we use the scientific writing to graph proposals, papers, and all? And my allocated time is around 20 minutes. Meanwhile, I will give you a short presentation regarding its impact. And my colleague, Ms. Abarna, will join with us soon, and she will share the presentation, and I will give you an overview. Abarna, can you please share the slides? Can you make it in a full mode, full screen?
Professor Reshma, because there are 22 presenters, I request to complete your talk within the limit, within the time limit.
Yeah, sure. Aparna, can you make it in PowerPoint mode? Full screen presentation? Yeah, no problem. Can you go back to the first slide? Yeah. So the first, I am going to discuss you with the difference between a proposal and a project writing. So proposal writing, as you know, this is one of the day-to-day our practice. Different funding agencies are giving us the opportunity. Either it may be an academic project or your institution supported project, or it may be some any NGOs giving support, or you can go ahead with startup also. So different type of proposals are there in which you can show your talent or you can present your idea. At the same time, project which may be a short time without systematic proposal, you can start a project. It definitely will help you to develop a prototype within a stipulated time, and this can be take for your next stage of application. So project means you can start in your institution or you can
Sorry to
get.
disturb you, ma'am. There is some fluctuation in your voice. Please, there is some fluctuation in your voice. It is not clear. So please check it. There is some technical issue.
Is it audible now?
Now it's audible.
Okay. So you can start a project within your institution or from any other institutions within a small period of time. That prototype, what you developed, the proof of concept, POC, what you developed, you can use for your next stage of proposal submission. So the skeleton of proposal submission, I will explain you in the next slides. Next slide, please. Broad classifications of proposals. So as I said earlier, we have academic proposals, startup proposals, management proposal. The management project or that proposal is actually provided by your institution, your parental institution where you are stick on. Next slide, please. Yes. If you are going for a startup based proposal, yes, if you are, please click on the slide. If you are going to apply for startup based proposal, what are all the main criteria you have to consider? First thing is technology readiness level, TRL scale. This is the first concept they are going to measure. It's totally different from academic based proposals. So in which stage your work is stick on, based on that you can apply for funding. That is TRL 1 to 9 is there. TRL 1 to 3 you can do in your lab, maximum 4. From 5 onwards, you can apply for funding. Different funding agencies are there if you are going to start up. But till 4, you have to do from your side itself. That TRL scale is very important. Then to get funding from startup, all the stages of TRL scale will be measured. So startup funding system is totally based on TRL scale. Next slide, please. Yes, core points of a proposal writing. What are all the main fact we have to consider? Either it is an academic project or a startup based project. First thing is discovery. What is the new idea, novelty of your work? Then innovation. It should be possible and feasible to perform in your available facilities, and the application should have not like a imaginary or fantasy concept. It should have a clear application and impact. Many of the projects should have the public social impact, how it is going to support the life of daily person, day-to-day life, how it is going to be get benefited. Then teamwork. It should not be a single person work. Multidisciplinary concept is always appreciable. And inclusions. And what are all the in-house facilities you are having to develop the base work, and what are all the facilities or systems you don't have, and which one you are seeking the amount. That is what we are mentioning in inclusion. So novelty, innovation, its impact, social impact, then the teamwork, multidisciplinary concept, and inclusion are the main key factors going to be evaluated in any proposals. Next slide, please. Then other parts, apart from the technical side, they will also see introduction. In introduction part, we can tell about significance of study and the latest national and international status. And you can mention that status by mentioning the citation. Then objectives. The objective should be short, very clear answers within time bound, and no need of citation at this point. Then next is methodology. The methodology should be easy, acceptable one. It should be performed at two different places. That is, if you can suggest one methodology with respective methodology. That is, if one is not possible, the other one should be acceptable in another way. Both should have citations because they should ask the reference, previous references. Then budget. You have to give the budget within the allocated amount, should not cross that one. Then they will give you certain suggestions. This much amount for travel, this much amount for contingency. If manpower is applicable, how much percentage you can give. So as per the instruction, you can give the ideas. Okay, next slide, please. Then, apart from these things, if you are going to a startup based proposal, extra things they will consider. TRL scale already we discussed. Abstract they will ask. That means if you are going to submit a paper manuscript, we will give the brief idea of our work. Similarly, here they will ask us the current status or abstract level. You have to give in startup based proposal along with your TRL scale. Then as usual, introduction, objectives, methodologies. If you are giving methodology here, you have to mention milestones also within the duration. What is the expected outcome? Then value proposition is one of the another main key factor of startup based proposal. Value proposition means the pain and gain of the product, how this particular product is going to compete with other products which is already available in the market. That is value proposition. You are going to make a comparison in terms of many parameters with existing. For example, quality of this particular product, what is the drawback of this existing product, cost. Same wise, 5 to 6 parameters you are comparing with the existing one and the newly introduced one. This is what called as value proposition. Then what are all the challenges? Then impact. Then again budget. So in startup based proposal, the abstract, TRL, value proposition are the main 3 key factors going to measure along with photographs at the applicable places. Next slide, please. then you have to make some earlier preparation to avoid the last minute difficulties. So when we discussed with people what problem commonly they are facing us, mainly login detail issues and account. So if possible, once you see any announcement of a particular call for, then only you can understand that what are the documents you have to suppose to submit, maybe from your side or from your all these documents are very essential, and please keep your updated profile for the submission. Most of the submission is through electronic project management system. So you can log in via that EPMFS system. Then if any downloads are required, that you can download at the earliest and get the sign from the respective authority as per the instructions. And if possible, if it is an online submission, try to extract the data before the submission as a dummy information and prepare yourself as a draft copy. Then you can submit at the exact time. All these homework are essential to keep our time management and to produce a qualitative proposal. Next slide, please. To write a good proposal introduction, we should go for a review literature collection. It is very essential. For this one, you can refer the recent articles. Last 5 years articles are most appreciable. And it should collect from authentic sources. From this one, you can develop the research gap. That research gap identification will truly helpful for your proposal writing, because the research gap you will find out what concept you are going to suggest, what is the current status, and how it is going to be addressed. And the data can be used accordingly. What are all the data available from your review that you can use at the respective places wherever it is applicable, maybe at the introduction part or maybe at the time of interaction session. All the available literature data you can use as a supporting document too. Next one, please. Then when you are writing objectives, what are all the points supposed to be concentrate? Either it is a startup, any type of project. First one, the idea should be at least 50% of objectives should be stick on from your area. If you are working in microbiology, it is appreciable from micro. If you are a food technologist, 50% from your side. Then only as a principal investigator, your sounds will be in greater way. Then try to propose collaborative work in your objectives. Then few objectives should be stick on your in-house facilities, or maybe certain, that means I'm trying to convey you is don't go for all the work in outsourcing. Try to do something by your own effort at your own institution. So your institution contribution will be also get appreciable there. Otherwise, the institution sound will be diminished. That will be a challenge. So partial work or 70% of work you maybe can take from outside. Remaining you can do from your institution. Maybe you can collaborate with other departments too. Then if that allocated time is, for example, 2 years, don't stick on exactly 2 years. You can take maybe 24 months, maybe to 20 months or 22 months maximum. That will help you to cover exactly. Maybe unexpected technical errors or delay will come. So don't plan your Gantt chart exactly. Gantt chart means proposal versus timeline. That don't prepare for the exactly allocated time. Just keep some relaxation time, 1 or 2 months. Next slide, please. Then, while preparing the proposal, after reading the instruction to the PI or co-PI, you have to do certain official work. One is the main purpose of to do such process, getting permissions. That is very important to save your times, because you have to present first of all in your institution or in your department to get the approval. So to save the time, once you get the announcement, you have to present in front of your authority in your institution, then get the letters or agreement if applicable as per the format, then discuss what are all the things or the experiments that you can do hands-on in your own institution or from outsourcing. What are all the objectives or the things you have to do from outside? And from outside, I mean outsourcing, get the permission earlier by giving a baseline idea. If we are getting such kind of option, is it possible to do? What are all the formalities required? Such brief introduction or discussion you have with respective labs. Then other fact you have to discuss from the lab what they are expecting, either payment or authorship. If it is payment, how much they are expecting approximately with GST or without GST. So that will helpful for calculating your budget. Next, all the copies you have to keep original and duplicate. Okay, all these things are certain essential homework we have to do as early as possible in a systematic way at your own institution. Next one, please. This is a collection of data we already discussed from the recent article SCI, SCIE, Scopus Maximum. You have to refer. Then you have to go ahead with a data collection, check the scientific sound of your concept, then find out the research gap, then find out what is missing, how can you contribute that one, and possibility from your idea, how it is possible to implement, and whether your idea is suitable for your current call for proposal. DST, DBT, so many agencies are there. They will call a particular, that means thrust area and your side concept should be match each other. That you have to check during the data collection. Next slide, please. Then problem solving per project, it is availability. What certain things you have to keep in mind, as I said earlier, suitability to implement, total expenses, it should be suitable with the allocated one, then availability, outsourcing, everything, availability of instruments and the other lab facilities in your institution, and outsourcing facility. Next one. To avoid confusion and for easy handling, you can do certain smartest way. One is table format preparation of data. One is that is showcase your expertise area. Microbiology, what in which area you are focusing. Biotechnology, in which area. Likewise, you can make a table for your area of interest. Then collaborative work, put a table which institution or lab and what type of work you are going to do with respective time. Then in-house facilities, available number of instruments and in which objective you can use this and with respective time. And again, keep in mind, don't target on exact time. So this type of table of content preparation is easiest for communication with other people as well as to prepare your proposal in a smartest way. Next slide, please. If you are writing the methodology, certain points should be very important. One is, don't go for expensive methods if it is not that much essential. See 2 to 3 methodology with respective to your objectives and select a feasible one. It should have a clear evidence that that amount is valuable. Don't go for always very expensive experiments. If it is possible in a minimum cost also, it's well and good. Our main fact is like we should get a result. Then for each objective, you can keep 2 or 3 alternative methodology. This will be easy to avoid the time delay during the work time. So while writing the methodology, you can submit one methodology, but maybe during the presentation, after screening of your proposal, you can show the alternative methodologies also. Then recent literature you can write for your methodology. Collaborative work, if you are in plan, get their suggestions too. That also you can take for your methodology writing. Then that methodology should have a clear impact on the work, and if any ethical clearance is required, discuss how you can get that permission to get those certificates. So methodology should be focused on these things. Next slide, please. Then certain things we should avoid. Don't wait for the last minute and last time. Document signing should be prepared at the earliest. It should be in a given format. Don't expect that we should go for any type of the model. You should pay clear attention in each and every page of the proposals to understand their requirement. Then plagiarism should be checked in your proposal. It is well and good. Avoid AI part. Then confidential reading is very important. Maybe over reading of eyes may make some problems that will reduce the quality. To avoid all these problems, all these kind of small work, we will feel it as small work, but the small efforts will have good reflect on your proposals. So all these things you should complete before the submission to enhance the quality of your proposal. Next one. Time planning versus Gantt chart. So Gantt chart means you can see to the right side respective objectives versus time. Then Q1, Q2, Q3 as per quartile you can divide whatever the instructions are given by your funding agency. According to that you can prepare the timeline. So objectives and the given timeline should be stick on each other. Instead of table or write-up, if you are presenting in a chart, it is called as Gantt chart. And again, don't stick on the exact time. Give 1 or 2 months as early as possible. So time plan can be represented by using Gantt chart. It is a combination of objectives versus time with the stipulated time, with the stipulated or allocated time from the agency. Next one, please. Then for data collection, don't stick on always online sources. You can refer library also. You may get some well and old data, so that will be support your scientific writing. Then keep a good interaction with your team members. That will give or that will mold your or that will shape your idea in better way and can avoid small mistakes and confusion. So have a healthy and confidential interaction with your team members. Be clear only with the team members, and maybe if you have mentors, you can have a discussion with them also. Next slide, please. Then if you are in a plan of multidisciplinary work, the team members selection is very important. A subject expert should be there. Then market person, if you are going for a product development, especially a market person should be there. If it is something related to lab work, you have a physician and lab person. Lab person is applicable in everywhere. Physician should be there if it is something related to the medical field. And mentors from various side. If you are working a biochem based biotechnology work, the mentors from both areas are applicable. Then industry person suggestion also. Market person and industry person suggestion should go see product development, then technical committee, then a technical team. All these members are very essential in So these are all the fundings by different agencies. You can have a glimpse on this content. Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, different grants, their eligibility, and other features of this plan. How can you apply? Due to the lack of timing and just passing over the slides, you can have a clear view on this funding agencies. I am just giving you only the funding agency name. ICMR. Next one, please. Again, ICMR continuation is this one. Next one, please. DST, Department of Science and Technology funding. This is institution, not only the students, Bible fellowship, those who are having the NAC A grade. From that, the people are welcome for this funding agency. Now, students can try for this Viber fellowship from their institution. Then features are this one. Next slide, please. INSA Science Promotion. This is International Science Academy Promoter Funding System. So, science promotion. Next one. Okay. This is overall about my presentation. So this is the clear picture of proposal writing. Please keep in mind that we have academic project, data-based project, and institution-based project, and different funding agency will also call for the same. So, any doubts from your side? Due to the allocated time, I am going to wind up my content. So, keep in mind, like we have academic project is there, institution-based project, and startup-based project is there. As per the requirement, you can apply for the same. These are all the general skeleton. So, any other queries, please? Sir, it's over, sir? Sir, am I audible?
Yes. Yes,
Sir,
madam.
sir, yeah,
Yes,
my
yes.
presentation over, sir. Any other queries are there from the students, please?
मैम आप ये स्टार्टअप कहाँ पर यूज करना चाहिए, मतलब कौन से एरिया में?
Sir, your question is not clear. Can you please one more time?
My question is, where are you use this type of startups in medical line?
Medical line startup?
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Is there any other questions?
If anyone is resistant there, please start new students presentation.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, I'm audible?
Yes.
Sir, can I start? Sir, P340.
Sir, am I audible? Hello. Sir, Dr. Gayatri from Adarsh Mahila Mahavidyalaya. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Can I give my presentation, sir?
वो कोई नर्स का फोन आया है तो कहता है घर की अपनी क्लारिफिकेशन दे दीजिए। हाँ मैंने कहा में जब वहाँ कोई मिलेगा उसका
Who is
नंबर
taking the meeting? Please share next student update.
Sir,
Sir,
P37.
am I audible?
Yes, yes, audible.
Sir, can I give my presentation?
Simran ma'am, please update the student.
Uh,
Hello? Hello?
Hello ma'am, you can start now.
Okay, sir. My screen is visible, sir? So I have shared my PPT. So please give me
Yes.
answer. Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. Myself, Dr. Gayatri Bansal, Assistant Professor in Commerce, Adarsh Mehla Mahavidyalaya, sir, Bhiwani se hu main. And my topic of presentation is role of commerce and management in achieving Viksit Bharat 2047. So am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Basically, sir, my presentation is totally based on commerce and management tools and different kinds of strategies, perspectives, which are to be play a vital role in economic development and growth of India for achieving Viksit Bharat 2047. Regarding this, sir, Viksit Bharat aims for prosperity, inclusion, and sustainability, which have two drives, which is commerce and management. They play a vital role for achieving this goal. For this instance, I have take a different objective to study this topic, which is examine role of commerce की commerce का क्या role रहेगा, management practices को कैसे analyze किया जाएगा, and study entrepreneurship and MSMEs, identify challenges and suggestions solutions. So for this, I adopt secondary data, reports, journals, and research papers. Descriptive and analytical approach I have to be used. Firstly, I have to share some role of commerce in achieving role of Viksit Bharat 2047. First one is that key for achieving Viksit Bharat, we have to promote trade and industries and more and more use of AI. Secondly, more and more use of technology for achieving this objective. You know, key, in my opinion, sir, uh, financial inclusion is one more essential prospects for achieving this goal. ट्रेड एंड इंडस्ट्रीज के लिए कैपिटल फॉर्मेशन भी होना बहुत जरूरी है और दूसरा सर एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन भी बहुत जरूरी है। एमएसएमई की जो अब पॉलिसी गवर्नमेंट ने निकाली है, अभी जो हमने देखी है, उसके लिए भी सर अगर हम देखें एमएसएमई का जो रोल है हमारा, वो भी एक बहुत मेजर एलिमेंट है इस गोल को अचीव करने के लिए। बाय दिस सर स्टार्टअप को प्रमोट करना चाहिए। स्टार्टअप बेस्ड जो एनआईटी बेस्ड स्टार्टअप है उनको ज्यादा से ज्यादा हम प्रमोट करें एंड डिजिटल इकोनॉमी को भी हमें बहुत ज्यादा बूस्ट करना चाहिए। इसके साथ साथ सर कुछ रोल मैनेजमेंट के भी हैं हमारे। बाय दिस एफिशिएंट रिसोर्स यूटिलाइजेशन होना चाहिए, ऐसा हो कि करप्शन कहीं ना हो। मैनेजमेंट हमारी वेल एजुकेट प्लान्ड एंड इनोवेटिव नेचर की रहेगी। बाय दिस हमारा ह्यूमन रिसोर्स डेवलप हो पाएगा एंड फिर हम सस्टेनेबिलिटी को भी प्रमोट कर पाएंगे। लेकिन इसके लिए हमें बहुत से चैलेंजेस भी फेस करने पड़ सकते हैं, लाइक दैट स्किल्स की यहाँ पर बहुत ज्यादा कमी है। दूसरा अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट है। यहाँ पर जो स्किल्ड पर्सन है सर, वो यहाँ इंडिया के अंदर हमें उनको स्टॉप करना पड़ेगा कि वो बाहर ना जाके इंडिया में वर्क करना स्टार्ट करें। बाय दिस हमारा जो ये विकसित भारत रूल का जो सपना है कि 2047 लाइक मोदी जी ने भी देखा है, फिर हम उसको अचीव कर पाएंगे। सेकेंडली प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज यहाँ पर बहुत कम है। हम चाहते हैं थ्रू इंटर्नशिप या अदर इस तरीके की डिजिटल इलिटरेसी को दूर किया जाए, जो बहुत ज्यादा इंडिया में फेस की जा रही है। इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में हम बहुत पुअर हैं। लाइक दुनिया बहुत आगे निकल चुकी है, बट एट प्रेजेंट हम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में भी बहुत पीछे चल रहे हैं, एंड फाइनेंशियल नॉट जो कंस्ट्रेंट है वो भी बहुत मुश्किल से हमें मिल पा रहा है। कैपिटल फॉर्मेशन बहुत कम है। कैपिटल फॉर्मेशन फॉर दिस, अगर स्टॉक मार्केट या शेयर मार्केट बहुत डेवलप हो पाएगा तभी हमारी कैपिटल फॉर्मेशन हो पाएगी, और कैपिटल फॉर्मेशन अगर हमारी होगी देन बेसिकली हम लोग बहुत अच्छे से स्किल्स को यूज करके और स्टार्टअप को प्रमोट कर पाएंगे। इसी के लिए मेरे कुछ सजेशंस भी हैं कि विकसित भारत में इन दोनों के रोल को प्ले करने के लिए मैं कुछ सजेशंस भी देना चाहूंगी कि हमें स्किल्स एंड एजुकेशन में कुछ इम्प्रूवमेंट करनी चाहिए। अगर स्किल्स एंड एजुकेशन हम इम्प्रूव कर पाएंगे देन हम लोग कॉमर्स एंड मैनेजमेंट को प्रॉपरली इसमें यूज कर सकते हैं। स्टार्टअप को सपोर्ट करें, छोटे छोटे स्टार्टअप्स को प्रमोट करने के लिए हमें गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज को रूरल एरियाज तक पहुंचाना चाहिए, उनको बढ़ावा देना चाहिए। डिजिटल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को एनहेंस करें हम लोग, फाइनेंस एसेसिबिलिटी होनी चाहिए, एंड सस्टेनेबिलिटी को भी हमें प्रमोट करना चाहिए। For this, sir, I have concluded my topic is basically commerce and management is a base or backbone for economic development and achieving the goal of Viksit Bharat 2047. And management ensure efficiency होनी चाहिए, and together they help achieving Viksit Bharat. दोनों मिलके ही कर सकते हैं, separately सिर्फ commerce and सिर्फ management इस goal को achieve करने में separately कोई भी काम अकेला नहीं कर सकता. Thank you so much, sir. Any doubt, any question, sir? Sir, am I audible? Sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Yes.
Sir, I have concluded my PPT. Any doubts, any questions? Sir, please give me answer.
No, we have understood it very well.
Sir, myself Pradeep Yadav, रिसर्च स्कॉलर निर्वाण यूनिवर्सिटी। सर क्या मैं अपना पेपर प्रेजेंट कर सकता हूं अभी?
It is my turn after it. I'm P12.
Actually, first one is mine, Simran. Chairperson Dr. Pravesh Kumar and co-chairperson Dr. Meenu and Dr. Divya. I think first presentation is mine.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Sir, can you please tell me, can I start my presentation? It's Simran from CBLU Bhiwani.
Any host of this session?
Ma'am, please tell me, my presentation is over. Should I leave, ma'am?
Yes, you may leave.
Ma'am, किसी कोई
As
doubt?
the session is from 11:30 and the participant of room number 8. So first person to present in this session is 210. Is 210 there?
Excuse me, ma'am. Is this the
210?
technical session too?
Oh, ma'am.
This is the technical session 17, room number 7. And the
So I am
presenters in this room are from 210 to 235.
मैम ये रूम 7 और रूम 8 है जी।
Call this Imran Hassan, who is still presenting. Your phone, please stop
P12.
sharing.
All right. I'm not presenting. I'm P12. I was in the technical session 2, Zoom breakout room 2. Dr. S. Bajwa.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Sir, this is Zoom breakout room number 7.
Excuse me, ma'am. It's a room breakout. Zoom number 10.
Room number 7.
Good morning, ma'am.
फालतू ना दवा लेके जानी मछली
There is a lot of confusion. Can you tell, please, what room number is this?
This is room number 7. Presenters from 2:10 to 2:35 will present in this room only.
Ma'am, but
Others may leave, please.
Ma'am, but the link that you give is for room number 8. We have joined the link room number 8, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Same here. I joined the room number 10.
We are joining from room number 8, ma'am. The link is the same.
Room number.
मैम रूम नंबर 10 का भी यही लिंक है।
Yes, ma'am.
मैम शेड्यूल में यही लिंक दिया गया है जैसे हमारा P19।
Yes, ma'am. शेड्यूल में यही लिंक है।
Yes, ma'am. शेड्यूल में ये लिंक
Yes, ma'am. This link is same.
According to schedule हमने ये लिंक ज्वाइन किया।
I think there is no host. I am not the host. I am also a presenter. I think there is a no host in this room. So it's a humble request who all are here. I am also the presenter. We can present our slide in sequence. So as the presentation of this technical session is start from 177. So whoever is present from the 177 session can present.
मैम जो रूम नंबर 10 के लिए है उसमें पेपर आईडी 314 से स्टार्ट है।
मैम रूम नंबर 2 के लिए भी यही दे रखा है लिंक।
Yes,
Ma'am, it's same with the room number 5.
Is same. From room number 6 to up to room number 10. Link is same. Is there any host or the chairperson of this program?
I think no one is here, and maybe live and recorded session कर रही हूँ कि everyone present their session. I have also done my presentation, but no one can reply.
So at least they can give us the sequence now. Who will present first or second, or we can mutually do it.
मैम अगर हम म्यूचुअली प्रेजेंट करेंगे और कोई होस्ट ही नहीं होगा तो एनालाइज कौन करेगा और फिर बाद में वो लोग बोल देंगे कि आप लोगों ने प्रेजेंट ही नहीं किया था तो वो चीजें वेरीफाई कैसे
This is a very irresponsible thing, na? No host is there. This is very irresponsible from the management.
I guess we should contact. I
They
guess
are
we should
sending
contact the
messages
management.
without
No?
presentation.
So my request is from, is there any chairperson or co-chairperson are there from any technical session?
कोई भी प्रेजेंट नहीं है मैम। हम लोगों ने
Any chairperson from?
हेलो
जी सर।
मैम am I audible?
Yes sir.
हेलो
Yes.
You are audible.
मैम अब आप अपने
Yes, sir.
ब्रेकआउट रूम में जाकर के आप ज्वाइन कीजिए मैम।
Hello.
Sir, we have joined from the breakout room, and the link
Hello.
for the breakout room of room number 7 to 10 are same. 6 to 10 are same.
Ma'am, 1 to 10 are same. I am from room number 2 and room number 2 का भी ये same link ही है।
मैम I am also from room number 2.
So all are joining the
Ma'am,
same
I am-
link, then where is the host?
Ma'am I am also from room number 2 and this is the
Is
same
there
link.
any host in सर कोई होस्ट प्रेजेंट है इस मीटिंग में प्लीज क्लियर क्लैरिफाई करें।
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम होस्ट जो है वो ब्रेकआउट रूम्स में है मैम, अभी बाहर नहीं है।
अरे
सर
आप
राजकुमार
ब्रेकआउट
सर
रूम में जाकर
अरे
के
भाई
अपनी
हमने
प्रॉब्लम
ब्रेकआउट
शेयर
रूम
कीजिए
का
ना।
तो लिंक ज्वाइन कर रखा है ना
How
सर।
will we go to the breakout room? I think we choose the breakout room, na? So how will
Yes, yes, we
someone
have
assist
choose the breakout room. Run
someone
to your
assist with?
breakout room.
Yes, we have already choose the breakout room. Which one is the one? Seven. Seven is there? No, seven is not there.